Here's something the finance world will never say out loud. You do not have to spend decades grinding to become a millionaire. Now, I know that's going to make some people uncomfortable, and good, because everything I'm about to share cuts against what you were taught in school, what your family drilled into you, and what most money videos keep repeating. I grew up with nothing. No inheritance, no connections, no head start. And I built real, lasting wealth. Not by luck, but by changing the way I think and act around money. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through 6 principles that actually moved the needle for me. No fluff, no generic advice, just the real shifts that changed my financial life. If you're watching this and you're tired of feeling stuck, stay with me. This could be the video that changes your direction. Let's get into it. Let me take you back to a moment I'll never forget. I was in a classroom, maybe 15 years old, and our teacher asked us to write down our dream job, our dream car, and our dream home. I wrote, business owner, Ferrari, mansion. Then she looked around the room and said, and I'm quoting here, "Life is going to be tough. I'm going to break the news to you now. Most of you won't have any of those things. Be realistic. Lower your expectations." She thought she was preparing us. What she was actually doing was programming us to accept less. And the tragic part? Most people in that room listened. They lowered their dreams. Not because those dreams were impossible, but because someone they trusted told them to stop. Here's the truth. Your mindset is the foundation of your financial life. If you genuinely don't believe that real wealth is possible for you, you will never take the uncomfortable steps required to get there. You'll quit too early. You'll play it safe at exactly the wrong moment. The system, school, media, even people who love you, is constantly working to shrink your ambitions down to a reasonable size. Your first job is to refuse that. So right now, I want you to make a decision. Stop letting other people define what is realistic for your life. One of the most overlooked wealth principles has nothing to do with stocks or savings rates. It's about who you take advice from. I'm not just talking about fake gurus on social media. I'm talking about the people in your everyday life. Your parents, your friends, your coworkers. They may mean well, but here's a hard question. Has the person giving you financial advice actually built significant wealth? If the answer is no, listen with love, but don't follow their blueprint. Your parents' generation was told, get a stable job, stay loyal to your employer, save a little, retire comfortably. And in their time, that worked. But the economic world has changed. Research actually shows that people who strategically change jobs every few years grow their income significantly faster than those who wait for annual raises. Here's the second skill you need to build, the ability to think from multiple angles. Whenever you hit a wall, and you will, most people look at the obstacle, decide it's too big, and walk away. What I do is force myself to come up with at least 10 possible solutions. Not 2, 10. Because by the time you reach solution 7 or 8, you're no longer thinking conventionally. You're thinking creatively. And creative thinking is where breakthroughs live. You don't need to get it right the first time. You just need to refuse to stop. When I was 20, I had a job I hated. My manager made my life miserable every single day. I was terrified to quit. No savings, no plan, no backup. But one night I sat on my couch and asked myself one question. What do I actually have to lose? I had no family depending on me. I was 20. The real risk wasn't quitting. The real risk was staying in a job that was slowly crushing my confidence in my future. I quit the next morning. The biggest risk most people take is the risk of playing it safe. That risk is invisible, but it's enormous. Now, on investing. A 14-year-old kid on work experience at my shop changed the way I thought about this. He kept talking about stocks. I thought it was funny. But he was so confident in one particular investment that he put in his entire $1,000 of savings. 2 weeks later, that stock had gone up 10 times overnight. He turned $1,000 into $10,000. The lesson isn't about that one lucky trade. It's about being in the market early. Research from Fidelity shows that if you missed just the 5 best trading days over 4 decades, you'd have cut your long-term gains by nearly 40%. Miss the 10 best days, you lose more than half your returns. Time in the market beats timing the market. every single time. But here's the warning. I once knew someone on a national rich list who lost everything because he invested in something promising 40 to 50% annual returns. It sounded incredible. It collapsed. And because he was using leverage, he lost far more than he'd put in. Never invest in anything you don't fully understand. And never put all your eggs in one basket. So how do you actually protect and grow wealth once you start building it? 2 words: diversify everything. For investing, I use what's called the 3-fund portfolio. It's simple and it's proven. Here's how it works. 1. A total U.S. stock market index fund. Broad exposure to American businesses across every industry. 2. A total international stock index fund. Global exposure, so you're not dependent on one economy. 3. A total bond market fund. Your stability layer. Bonds hold value and generate income even when stocks drop. Together, these 3 give you diversification across markets, industries, and asset types. You're not betting everything on one outcome. But here's the side of diversification most finance videos ignore. Diversifying your income, not just your investments. Think about this. If your only source of money is your job, you are one layoff away from financial crisis. That's not security. That's fragility disguised as stability. My income comes from multiple directions: businesses, distribution, affiliate income, ad revenue, dividends, and rental properties. If one slows down, the others keep moving. You don't need to build all of that overnight, but you need to start thinking differently. Stop seeing income as something you earn once from one place. Start building systems that generate money from multiple directions. Could you start a side hustle? Turn a skill into a service? Invest in your first rental? Build something online? Every stream you add is another layer of protection and another engine of growth. So here's the recap. 6 principles that actually work. 1. Protect your mindset. 2. Choose your advisors carefully. 3. Take calculated risks while you're young. 4. Start investing early and stay in. 5. Never invest in what you don't understand. 6. Build multiple streams of income. You don't need a perfect plan to start. You just need a direction and the willingness to move. Hit subscribe for more of this, and I'll see you in the next one.